I'm so happy that Section 8 changing the requirement. Now you can only be on there for 2 years. And thank the freaking Lord. Because it be so many cases where folks dead ass be on the thing for years. It be to the point they children, grandchildren, great grandchildren be on their freaking list. That's why the waiting list always be so freaking long. Now a lot of laws I don't agree with, but that's here nor there. But that one, yes, I definitely agree. Give other people a chance. So now you got 2 years to rank your stuff up, unless you disabled. If you disabled, this don't apply to you. And I feel that's gonna drop sooner or later too. But hey, that's here nor there. But they actually doing something that's making sense. I said what I said. I bet y'all start getting y'all lazy asses up now. Stop, don't scroll. Good morning.
It makes somewhat sense, but not for the reason that she's making it out to be. Because I'm so sick of this sentiment of give everybody a chance. No, everybody doesn't need to have a chance. Why are you sitting here waiting? It's like you're trying to hold out until you can actually get it. Because if I'm not mistaken, don't you still have to qualify in order to get it? So wouldn't that mean in order for you to stay on the list, you would have to be intentionally not making a lot of income so that you're still eligible candidate? Or like, are you planning? Because I don't know necessarily the specifics and the details of the program and what the logistics really entail. But let's say right now, while you're waiting to get called to the front of the line of Section 8, you're waiting to get called to the front of the line. Let's say you're working a job. Let's say in order to make it, you're working 2 jobs. Are you telling me that when they finally say, hey, it's your turn, you're going to quit your job so that you don't mess it up? I don't understand this. How about we actually just start trying to actually get our affairs in order and try to actually be growing in life? This program is, in my opinion, very detrimental. And the reason I feel that it's detrimental is because you have people like this who are literally, their entire future is just waiting to be called for a program that, if they can change the parameters from before it was people on this program for 50 years to now it's been consolidated down to 2 years, what make you think by the time you finally get called up, it might not even be around anymore? We need to stop putting all our cards. We need to stop putting all our faith in this program. We need to start putting our faith back in our own hands, especially when we're at the age to where you should have your whole life ahead of you. You should be excited about the future.
Family, it's your girl Sugar the Blonde, Houston's local AI writer and information queen. This goes out to my family who are Section 8 recipients. Well, family, because you got to know somebody that knows somebody who you know your girl Sugar the Blonde is going to inform you, is going to hook you up. But this right here that I'm going to inform you about, it is very disturbing. Number one, every individual has a right to privacy. Well, what's going on, Suge? What are you talking about? Well, it's been said in certain cities also in Texas have been participating. Your landlords, your corporate offices dealing with the apartment complexes, right? They're participating in installing cameras inside and out, yeah, of the homes. So if you have the individual owners and if they want to participate in putting cameras inside and out of the property, if you have an apartment complex, tax credit properties, they're participating in having your privacy invaded, having the cameras inside and out. So it's said that certain individuals are receiving cash money. That's right, they're receiving cash money. So they want to monitor this because they feel like, well, you're receiving cash money, then you're able to go and pay rent, full amount of rent somewhere else. So why do you need their help? A form of control. It also pretty much really It's like, okay, yes, it's a form of control, family, right? But it's to make
How is this a form of control for a program that you signed up for? If it was a form of control, then they would make people have to get on the program because they want to be in control, right? No, you absolutely have the option not to partake. You can absolutely be sovereign and be devoid of the program completely. So how is this a form of control? And not only that, she keeps mentioning kind of the privacy concern. Okay, I don't know if they need to have them on the inside, but I think you can pretty much do what you need to do just by having it on the patio or, on the outside. You can see somebody coming in and out, right? Unless, shoot, they'll probably be coming through the window. So you probably have to have it around the whole perimeter of the home. But ultimately, if if we don't come at it with this solution, then what do you suggest? Because clearly something's going to have to change. But that's the furthest thing probably than what a lot of people want. But if you don't want cameras on a program that you didn't have to sign up for to begin with, then what should we do? Should we make bigger consequences? Should if you get caught, should we make the consequences so bad that it truly just deters people from wanting to even take the risk? There's a lot of different solutions, but I don't think people are going to like any of them. Because if you don't want the cameras to catch you so they can just take you off the program, then maybe we should make it to where you get 50 years in prison if you're caught doing it. And then let's see. And I'm being a little facetious, but what I want to see is her speaking against doing it in the first place and the fraud that ultimately led us getting to this point in the first place. Because if it wasn't so rampant and if people wasn't messing it up for everybody else, then this doesn't happen. We're never coming at the problem, the troublemakers who end up making stipulations like this happen, right? There used to be a time when you didn't get checked so heavily at an airport, but there were certain people that decided to get on a plane and do some nefarious deeds, and now all of a sudden we got to get checked very heavily before we get on a plane. Same with movie theaters. So we have to start coming at the people who are messing it up for everybody else. And we need to shame them to the point to where it doesn't happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if she's actually in support of that type of fraud. So that's why we don't actually come at it from the root.
make you leave. Well, if you don't want cameras on the inside and out of your unit, you don't want cameras on the inside and out of the rental home that you're leasing through Section 8, you can just leave.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you got to look at it. You got to do the math. Contact your caseworkers. Harris County, contact your caseworkers. City of Houston.
What type of address was that? I was expecting her to address that. But she just said do the math, and then she started talking about contact your caseworkers. No, I want you to actually explain where we ultimately just got to. Hold on.
Don't want cameras on the inside and out of the rental home that you're leasing through Section 8, you can just leave. Yeah, but you got to look at it. You got to do the math. Contact your caseworkers. Harris County, contact your caseworkers. City of Houston.
That tells you everything you need to know. She said if you don't want cameras, you could just leave. But see, she had a Freudian slip. She said, but you got to do the math though, because it doesn't make sense to leave because them perks is just too good. And this is why I say this is absolutely a privilege. You shouldn't be complaining about any stipulations. You're getting free rent along with the other benefits packed on top of it. It's like a whole package. So there's nothing you can say because, like she just said, do the math.
Liberty County, contact your caseworkers to see exactly, if they're going to put this in full effect in the year of 2026. Because you also have to do the math, family. Look what president that we have. He don't want you on it anyway. That goes for the food stamps. Now you're going to have to apply for your food stamps all over again. They don't want to feed us. Okay?
Notice that all her issues, right? Nobody who isn't defrauding the system I've seen on here complaining about having to reapply again. All her issues all stem back to fraudulent activity being exposed, in my opinion. So that's really what her issue is. So I mean, we just have to see it for what it is and just understand. But we'll leave it there for today. Y'all like the video. Also subscribe if you want to join the Limitless Legion. Cash App's link below if you want to buy your boy iced coffee and tip the channel. And also feel free to join the Patreon where I'll post self-improvement content. Until then, I'll catch you in the next video.